My family has become obsessed with a new video game. Now, normally I myself don't spend a lot of time playing video games, but I remember when I was a kid, I used to love them. And when my sister and I got our very first Super Nintendo, we used to spend every available minute playing all the different games. But over the years, my enjoyment of video games has kind of slowed down, and along with my hand-eye coordination, I'm just not really good at those games anymore. And I remember playing some game not too long ago, and I just felt myself thinking, it's too fast. I just can't keep up with it. Wow, have I really gotten to that age already? That all changed recently when I was listening to a podcast and the hosts were talking about a new game they were playing with their friends. At the time, I didn't think too much about it just because I wasn't familiar with it, but soon after, my oldest daughter, Hannah, was playing a new game on her iPad, and I recognized some of the terms she was using while playing were the same ones I had heard on that podcast. So of course, being the diligent parent that I am, I wanted to know what she was playing. So I created my own account, I hopped into one of the games and played with her and was immediately addicted. And it's now become our new nightly routine. After homework is done and dinner and dishes are all completed, we go and sit and play a game together. First, let me give you a bit of background on this game. Among Us is an online multiplayer social deductive game created by American game studio Inner Sloth. It's basically like a murder mystery in space. My inner Agatha Christie fan may be part of why I like this game so much. Recently, they've added a few new themes to the game, but we really like the original version that takes place in space on a spaceship. Players are randomly assigned one of two roles. Most are crewmates, but either 1, 2, or maybe 3, depending on the game configuration, are assigned as an imposter. The imposter's job is to try and kill all the crewmates without raising suspicion. They can pretend to do tasks around the ship all while waiting for an unsuspecting crewmate to get a little too close and... got him. They can also sabotage the ship, which forces the crewmates to leave their tasks undone for a little while as they run around trying to fix the sabotaged ship first. The goal for the crewmates is to try and identify the imposter and eliminate them, all while completing various tasks throughout the ship. There is a map within the game that players can view to see the different rooms of the ship and where their tasks are located. But beware, when you are doing a task, some of them cover the entire screen so you cannot see if an imposter enters the room to try and take you out. This also means you may from time to time come across a recently deceased player in a room and will want to report it immediately, or, depending on your strategy, maybe you want to leave it for someone else to find. When a body is reported, this sparks a meeting of all players back in the cafeteria of the ship. At this time, you can chat with other active players to try and deduce what happened. Any deceased players cannot be a part of the chat, but are allowed to watch so they can see how the rest of the game plays out. A common term players use is sus, meaning someone was doing something suspicious or suspect. In the chat, it's very common to see someone say, "Player 1 was acting very sus," which could be true, or maybe the imposter is trying to get you off their trail by changing the focus to another player. Aha, pretty sneaky, imposter. Once the players have chatted about who they think may be the imposter, a vote screen pops up where you can make your selection. Or, if there's not enough information, you can always opt to just skip the vote this time. But be careful, if the imposter is doing their job well, you may end up voting the wrong person out and they'll be tossed off the ship. As I mentioned a little earlier, any player that is either killed by the imposter or ejected from the ship due to an incorrect vote by the other players will become a ghost. Only other ghosts can see each other, but you are invisible to the active players. You can follow whomever you may think is the imposter, or you can choose to help your fellow crewmates complete all outstanding tasks in a chance to still win the game. The imposter will win if they are successful in killing off a majority of the crewmates while also sabotaging the ship. The crewmates win by either completing all their tasks before the imposter kills everyone, or if they identify who the imposter is and vote them off. So it's really just a fun whodidit type of game. And I remember back in high school, my English teacher had us read one of Agatha Christie's famous plays, The Mousetrap, where it's set in a secluded location with a set number of characters who are basically one by one being killed off. And the mystery is to try and figure out who done it. This is basically just a digital version of one of Agatha Christie's plays, and I just think that the strategy and the challenge of it is just really addicting, and that's really why I've kind of fallen in love with it and become so obsessed. Now I promise we are not changing the focus here over to a gaming channel, and instead we'll continue our mission to share the fun of elongated coin collecting. And this is now the time of the video where you might be saying, why the heck are you showing us this new game that you've suddenly become obsessed about? Well, it's because I want to showcase a couple new elongated coins that I found. I was recently visiting our friends over at the Penny Depot. They have an online store where you can buy all sorts of different privately designed elongated coins that they've created. And just recently when I was there, I found two designs that, to be honest, I probably had passed right by before and I just wasn't familiar with what they were all about. And now that I've become obsessed with this game, I immediately recognized them. I fell in love with them. I placed my order and I couldn't wait for them to show up, which they actually just did the other day, so that I could share them and show them to my daughter. This first design is showing a full crew along the bottom and says imposter across the top. The second design has a single crewmate who is looking kinda sus. These have quickly become a couple of my favorite coin designs in my collection. If you are interested in these, you can pick them up at the Penny Depot website, which I have listed below and will link in the description as well. Plus, be sure to check out their other designs. They have so many great ones available, and we will definitely be showcasing some others in the very near future. For anyone interested in actually trying the game for yourself, you can find it in all the different online stores like Apple and Android, and I'm pretty sure it's also available, probably for a cost though, on Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox. So be sure to go and take a look and try it out for yourself. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, luckily for me, it doesn't require any gaming dexterity or skill. You're really just kind of hunting around the ship, trying to solve pretty simple puzzles, and then hunting down and figuring out the mystery of who's knocking everybody off. I know this is not something that I'm going to be playing forever, but for now I'm just really enjoying the time that I get to spend with my daughter playing the game. And now we've got a couple great new pressed pennies to commemorate this special time we're spending together.
Daddy, are you ready?
I'll be right there. Look at these new coins we got.
Oh, awesome.
Ready to play some Among Us?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, everyone. Keep on pressing. Hannah, you're looking kind of sus.
No, you're looking kind of sus, Daddy.
We'll see.